You are watching WPTV, award-winning college television.
Welcome back to the desk. The Pioneer volleyball team is red hot, and we are in November. And here to break down the action on the court is Matt Goldman, Bailey Matthews, Julian Mann, and Brian Montiel. The Pioneers had 2 neutral site games this past weekend in Connecticut, and they went undefeated. Brian, take us through how the Pioneers did.
We dominated. That's what we did. In the first game against the Southern Maine Huskies, we swept them 3-0. We have 40 kills to their 26, 11 blocks to their 1. That's domination. 55 digs to 46, and it was just amazing. Pure domination from the best team in the NJAC. That's what we expect. And for the next game, we went against the Wisconsin State Wolves. Again, a sweep, 3-0, 39 kills to their 29. A little closer. 9 blocks to the 5, not a big block game, and 43 digs to 41, but we still swept them 3-0. We are a dominant team, and we showed the north side how good the NJAC is.
Yeah, we had a very dominant tournament this past weekend. Julia, I'll go to you first. What did the Pioneers do well to win both games?
Well, what the Pioneers did not only very well last weekend, but throughout the entire season is keeping their same level of intensity from game to game. Both of the teams from last weekend obviously were not the most competitive ones, but what I'll go with what volleyball head coach Kevin says, we can beat every team, but we can also lose against every team. And this is the mindset the girls need. With this attitude leads to commitment, concentration, and thus success, and that's what the girls did.
Yeah, keeping your energy high, that can really take your team far, and that's what the Pioneers are doing right now. Bailey, I'll go over to you.
Ars Reed came through and showed us that she is the MVP. She had 9 kills against Maine and 13 against Connecticut, giving her the most kills out of anyone for both games. She kept the energy up and didn't let anyone stop her. That's a real MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian.
The stars stepped up. Celia Miller had a great time during this little tournament. They had Paula Medina was still the defensive anchor. Makauda Aldridge got a second Rookie of the Week this week, so she obviously did well. Kristen Glenn, Sophia Sobacas, Laura Grunier, Abby Hope, Ars Reed. Like Bailey mentioned, this whole team is full of stars, and they all went crazy this weekend.
Yeah, everyone stepped up, and that's how they got the win. Goldie, I'll finish us off here.
How about the emergence of Taylor Grady? 27 assists, 10 digs, only played in 11 sets this season. Had an ace as a setter. That's remarkable. Provided much-needed depth for a really solid team.
Yeah. Guys, the Pioneers became the NJAC regular season champions on senior night. Matt, how did the Pioneers get there?
I mean, it's just because of that hot winning streak. 7 games in a row. That is dominant. Won 6 out of 7 of them in 3 sets. It's just a ton of momentum going into the postseason. These girls are boiling hot at the right time.
Yeah, they're hot at the right time. Like you said, they're winning everything. They're doing everything right, and that's how they got there. Julia.
I cannot say this often enough. And I emphasized it last week, I said it early, but it is the girls' energy. Dancing on the court, being a reliable teammate on and off the court, and a friend is what made the girls emerge into one good team. You can simply tell that the volleyball team enjoys being on the court together and playing together, and it's this teamwork and this commitment which is their biggest skill and which leads to success.
Yeah, I mean, their energy is just so high right now, and that's really taking them far. Bailey, I'll go over to you.
Similarly to Julia, I think it's got to be their mentality. You know, a great player with amazing technical skills won't get that far if they're in their head about every single mistake that they make. When the Pioneers slip up, they don't let it get under their skin. If anything, it motivates them to do better. And that makes a great team. It's going to take them really far. And, you know, it helps that we have an amazing offense.
Yeah. Brian, finish us off with this question.
Talking about the offense, I want to talk about the defense. The reason why we have been so successful this season is because of the defense. Paola Medina leads the team in digs. We got Makauda Aldridge, Sophia Sobacas, Laura Grenier, all block leaders, like all in the top 10. Like, this defense is insane, and I always say defense wins championships, and this is why we are the most exciting team in the NJAC, and I think we're going to make it to the national tournament after we win the NJAC tournament.
Yeah, everyone's doing everything right on the defensive side of the ball. We have seen a tight race in the NJAC standings. The Pioneers are currently number one seed. The NJAC tournament in the NJAC tournament. Brian, what's the biggest threat for them coming for their title?
I got Stockton, and a lot of people might not think, but last year Stockton made it to the NJAC finals themselves. They are third in the NJAC, and even though they're third in the NJAC, they are first in points in the NJAC. They're first in hitting percentage, second in assists, first in kills, third in aces. Their only problem is their defense. But if we catch them on a good defensive game, they can catch us slipping. We just need a good defensive game because their offense is really dangerous. So it can be a hard team for us. And last year in the semifinals, they're the ones who took us out of the NJAC tournament. So they're very dangerous for us.
Yeah. Matt.
It's got to be Rowan. Rowan's the only team that beat the Pioneers in NJAC play. They lost in 3 sets. Rowan beat us 3-0. Plain and simple, that can't happen come tournament time. They're currently 5th in the NJAC. They just got in with NJCU. They don't have any impressive wins besides us. And I basically think they got lucky. The Pioneers will destroy the Profs, and I cannot wait to see it. Round 2, here we go.
Yeah, Julia, what's your team?
Well, both the Keene and the Stockton game were really challenging games, but as you already picked Stockton, Brian, I'll go with Keene for this one. The girls, both teams in the last match in the beginning of October made 43 points, which shows how close the match actually was. Yet the Pioneers beat them eventually in a fourth very close set by 25-23. And I believe, keeping this in mind, we can do it again and win against Keene.
Yeah. Bailey, what's your team?
For me, it's got to be Montclair State. They are right behind us in the standings. Their conference record is tied with us at 7-1, but they're behind us in overall with 19-6 while we're at 19-9. The last time they lost was to William Paterson. So, I mean, we beat them in the season, but they haven't lost since then. I worry they're coming back at us with a vengeance.
Yeah. Elizabethtown comes to the Rec Center later today for the first ever matchup. Matt, bring us through how these two teams match up together.
I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath. The Pioneers average over 11 kills per set, as Elizabethtown's around 10.5. When you look at assists per set, 10.5 for the Pioneers to almost 10 of the Bluejays. Pioneers 15 digs per set, and Elizabethtown has 17. And blocks per set, we just have over 2. They just have over 1. Friday, November 8th, today at the Rec Center. Be there or be square.
Yeah, Bailey, I'll go over to you first. What do the Pioneers need to do to take care of the Bluejays?
Yeah, we can't be afraid to go for digs. I mean, I get that sometimes it's easier to just give up a point and let the offense make up for it, but, you know, we can't be afraid to really go for it. When we played Rutgers Newark, one of their biggest advantages was that they were not afraid. I mean, they even pancaked once or twice. And I think, you know, if we can keep our defense strong, I have zero doubt in my mind that we can come out with a win.
Yeah, if they keep the defense strong, it's going to be a good game for the Pioneers. Brian?
I say keep the rally short. I think we have to keep it short and sweet. This team is going to be a difficult team. As Matt said, they have pretty close statistics. I think if we get the kills early, we finish the rallies earlier, then so we're not on the defensive end. You know what I'm trying to say.
I get you.
Let's not be on the defensive end. Let's just dominate it. Let's sweep this 3-0 sets. We're at home. We're undefeated at home. Let's dominate.
Yep. Matt?
I mean, it comes to blocks. We're second in the NJAC in blocks. We average just above 2%. We just want to meet them at the net. Makeda Aldridge, Sophia Zablakis, Christian Glenn, Laura Gronder. We have girls that could just block the ball, and we're going to dominate, plain and simple.
Yeah, Julia, round us off for this question.
Well, I actually believe that in order to prepare for Elizabethtown and also for the semi-finals, the girls need to do both offense and defense. Being relentless and diverse and surprising them with the unexpected is going to lead their way. The team already had more than 1,120 kills this season and more than 210 blocks, which is awesome and just proves the high quality the team has. Now, all they got to do is trust their skills.
Yeah. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for this volleyball segment. We wish them luck in the NJAC tournament, as well as tonight. We are going to keep it here for the trade deadline talk on the gridiron as we check back in with Michael Milligan and the NFL crew next on Sports Desk.